Hi everyone, Danny here on this beautiful, sunny Pacific Northwest day. That's liquid sunshine is what we call it here in the Pacific Northwest, to talk to you about Lian Hearn's second book in his Tales of the Otori series, Grass for His Pillow. The first book, I told you in hindsight, had a slow pace to it. You did not, or at least I did not, as I was listening to the book, realize that it had a slow pace. It was only as I went back and actually thought about it that I realized it was a slower pace. This book maintains that pace, but this book, it is very obvious that it is a slow pace. This book, I had a hard time paying attention to. I had a hard time keeping interest in this book. There were moments when I had a hard time staying awake with this book, quite honestly. And I wondered, is this because I'm now aware of the pace of the book? The first book made me aware of the pace. Now with the second book, I'm aware of the pace. So therefore, it feels slower. I don't believe that is the case. I've pondered it, and there are two particular reasons why I think that even though the pace is the same, it feels slow in this book. Reason number one, there is no direction to the majority of the story. In book number one, you had, the direction of Takeo trying to figure out who he is, who he wants to be, make the right decisions with his life. You had the direction of, is he going to avenge his village? Is he going to kill the monster Aida? There was direction to it that kept this drama going, kept this interest going. This book has lost that. This book, just for the first 2/3 to 3/4 of the book, it wanders willy-nilly around in circles. And make no mistake, there are really, really good books out there that don't have a direction. They are just a story that wanders willy-nilly here and there, telling the story of someone's life or whatever. But with those books, they maintain a pace that keeps you interested in the story. This, you have the slow pace combined with no direction, no drama to build off of that direction and keep you interested. Second reason, in the first book, Takeo was someone that you rooted for. He was someone that I liked. He was, I was always waiting to see when the next conflict with his internal self comes into being. Is he going to stay true to himself, or is he going to give himself over to the tribe and to the dark side? Right away in this book, first thing that happens is he gives himself over to the tribe and to the dark side, and he just stops fighting. When the author has him do any form of a rebellion, it's not a true rebellion at all. He's still allowing them to tell him what to do, to tell him who to be, even when it goes contrary to his conscience and who he wants to be. Oh, well, I now belong to them. I have to do what they tell me to do, so I'm just going to go kill this person that I actually really like and have no desire to kill because they told me I had to go kill this person. So, okay, well, I don't care what happens to you. You've given up the fight. You're not fighting anymore. You're becoming someone I don't like and I don't root for. Combine that with the slow pace, there's literally nothing to keep you interested in the story. There's no pacing to it. There's no drama. There's no anything. The truly sad part is, they use the same two narrators. So you've got, the Takeo viewpoint. You've got the Kakeo viewpoint. Kakeo being, his love interest, and they're no longer, they're still in love with each other, but they don't see each other. They don't know if the other person is alive or whatever. And Kakeo is a story that should have so much suspense and should have so much drama, and it's not there. I don't know if it's because the author doesn't do a good enough job of developing her character. I don't know why it's there. You have this young woman who has grown up in feudal Japan, where, you know, women are definitely second-class citizens. Women are to, you know, kneel before every man, do exactly what they're told, marry who they're told to marry, you know, keep their mouths shut. Just, you have no will, you have no life of your own other than what men give you. And here's this young woman who's standing up saying, you know what, I'm going to be my own woman. I'm not going to let someone else tell me who I'm going to marry. I'm going to defy my father. I'm going to defy the female stereotypes that they have in this society. And I'm going to do what I have to do to take over my clan and to protect my family. It should have just a massive amount of drama and suspense to it. And it doesn't. When the female narrator comes on, you're almost like, oh, it's going to slow down even more now, because that's what it feels like. It feels like it slows down even more. And that's so sad, because there's so much that could have been done with her character. The first book, I told you, you know, there were some adult elements to it. They weren't too major, but you might want to be careful around kids. The sexual side of it with this book is expanded. Takeo spends more time exploring his sexual self, thinking about, you know, it doesn't get super graphic. There is one scene where he's remembering his one night of lovemaking with Takeo, and he remembers one part where I was like, that crosses the boundaries for me. But it was just one particular short, small scene. That being said, if the first book made you at all uncomfortable, but you felt like it crossed your personal boundaries, the second book will definitely cross them. It doesn't go far, but it does go further than that. All of that combined, I cannot recommend this book. I cannot recommend the series. The first book is good. The second book is horrible. I'm not going to listen to the third book, so I have no clue what the third book is like. I completely remove my recommendation from this book and this series. I'm going to return them to Audible and move on to another book and another series. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please, if you have any kind of feedback at all, it would be greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time.